Hi, this is a bit of a different video than I usually do. So a while back, I posted a video showing off some of my fossils. If not here on YouTube, then on one of my socials. Um, I am a bit of a nerd. That is definitely not an understatement. Yeah, totally. Uh, but one of my little not nerdy hobbies um, is collecting fossils. I only just recently got into it, um, and I have a small collection growing that is growing. But anyway, today there was a gem and mineral show in my town, and I decided to go and see if I could find some cool fossils and bits and bobs to buy. I only ended up buying fossils, no gems or minerals or anything like that. But anyway, I figured I would do a video showing off what I bought today. So, without further ado, um, here's the first one. This, yeah, there we go. This is a sea urchin fossil. So, if you don't know, not all sea urchins are spiky. Some of them have a smooth um, exterior. Some of them have like little ridges and bumps and valleys and lumps. um, and they range in size. But I was gonna buy a bigger one, but it was a lot more expensive than this. And then I saw that there were smaller ones that were just as nice, just small. So I ended up getting this guy. Um, but if you also see, it has like these five like leaf looking things on that. If I'm not mistaken, that is actually where some of the spikes would come out of, or the bumps, depending on what kind of sea urchin it would have been. Um, but also, you will see similar types of patterns on like sand dollars. Sand dollars are also in the same family as sea urchins. They're called echinoderms. And from what I understand, they have something called radial symmetry, which is super interesting. Radial symmetry refers to the symmetry of the body shape. So a lot of animals on Earth, a lot of animals have what's called bilateral symmetry. Humans have that. If you split down the center, you will have symmetry in exactly two sides. Um, but with an animal with radial symmetry, everything radiates out from a center point. So you can actually see, well, you might be able to see, there is a center point on this sea urchin fossil. So everything radiates out from that, and as such, you can cut it in half any amount of ways, and it will be symmetrical on both sides. Um, at least that's the idea. Uh, but anyway, yeah, that's one of the cooler fossils I got today. This one is also super cool. This is a brachiopod fossil. Let me see. I'm not sure if I wrote down. It's from the Pennsylvanian age, so it's not that old from what I understand, but it is pretty cool. If you look, it does have some almost like it's agatized or something, like the fossil organic material has been replaced with some sort of mineral that does look pretty cool. And I could be very wrong about this, but I want to say the raised section here might be the sand filter of the brachiopod. Brachiopods are essentially like shelled animals, similar to like your various mollusks, clams, mussels, oysters, scallops. I don't know why I said shallots. What the hell am I don't know what I'm thinking. Scallops. Scallop. But anyway, I want to say that's the sand filter, but anyway, I'll move on. This one's pretty cool. I don't think I have any brachiopod fossils, and I definitely don't have any sea urchin fossils, but I definitely don't have any plant fossils. So if you can see, that darker section is the fossil. Now the label did not describe exactly what it is, other than fern fossil. I would assume this is like a fern leaf. It looks pretty leaf-like. Can kind of see there's like a center rib, kind of like on, you know, your average modern leaf, and then there's like little teeny vein like things. So I would assume this is a leaf. Either way, it's pretty cool looking, I would say. In the same family, I have this piece of petrified wood that I bought. It is opalized, meaning the organic material of the wood has been replaced over time with opal, which is, I don't know if that's not necessarily a type of mineral as much as it is a gem, but pretty cool. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not actually opalized and it's something else, because, you know, labels aren't always correct. Anyway, the next one is pretty funky looking. Just looks like a weird stick. Doesn't have a whole lot of like, it does have a rough texture, but that could just be like the matrix or like the stone that was around it. But it does have like these little raised bits around the ends and the little dimple type thing. So this is what's called a crinoid stem. Crinoids were the ancient ancestors of modern sea stars and sea lilies. Sea lilies are also are essentially crinoids, but modern. If you ever want to see what they look like, I will warn you, sea lilies can be a little bit creepy looking. But if you look up one of their family members, feather stars, they are extremely majestic looking. They're kind of like biblically accurate angel stars. Actually, I think there are some that are called angel stars. But anyway, definitely look up videos of them moving in the ocean. They're awesome. But anyway, sea lilies are essentially like, it's almost like a starfish with a stem on it. So like they do plant themselves in the ocean floor, but they have been observed moving, and the way that they move is just like kind of like crawling across the seafloor, like dragging themselves across. It's very the opposite of majestic. It's pretty pathetic looking. But anyway, crinoids, it's very possible they didn't move, like, you know, like they didn't move from their spot on the seafloor. But either way, they were very common. You can find all sorts of crinoid fossils. This is probably a little bit overpriced, but it was cool. I already have one crinoid stem, but this one's a little bit cooler looking than the one I have. Anyway, the next one is this guy right here. This is a belemnite fossil. So belemnite is in the same family as octopi, squids, cuttlefish, and nautiluses, which is called cephalopoda. And I don't think that's the family necessarily. It might be like the genera. I don't know. Taxonomy is not my strong suit. But anyway, they were similar to squids, from what I understand, or like nautiluses. They would have had tentacles or arms coming out around here. But their shell grew in like a conical shape like that. But I think it's pretty cool. This is a little bit cheaper than some of the other belemnite fossils that were a little cooler looking. I mean, I just don't have endless amounts of money to be spending on this kind of stuff. So, this is what I got. Pretty cool though. And then the next to last thing that I got today, this like fossilized mussel is my guess. Looks pretty mussel like. But it's pretty cool. It's like a fully formed shell, or I guess just full specimen. Pretty awesome in my opinion. There wasn't really any information. I could have asked about it, but I don't like social interaction. But I think it's pretty cool. I thought it would look cool on my shelf. And last but not least, this butte. So this is what's called an ammonite. Ammonites again were cephalopods, or at least ancestors of cephalopods. They, if you can't tell, they were shelled. Their shell would grow in a spiral. This is like, if you want to see a modern day version of this, just look up nautiluses or nautili. They look pretty much exactly like what we imagine ammonites looked like. They haven't changed for millions of years, so most likely ammonites were pretty much the same as nautiluses. They just grew a lot bigger. There are some that have been found that are taller than humans. It's pretty crazy. And there were some pretty massive ones at the Gem and Mineral Show, but I don't always trust that stuff, because those larger ones are a lot less common, and to find so many of them at this place for relatively cheap prices, I don't know. I don't trust it. But this one, it's cut and polished, so you can see all the beautiful minerals in there, and you can also see and feel some of the chambers of the shell. So actually, belemnites and ammonites and nautiluses all would have had chambered shells like this, and I just think it's really quite spectacular looking. Anyway, that is it. I hope this was kind of interesting for someone out there, and if you stuck around, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed and would like to see more. If you want to see any particular type video that isn't necessarily music related, just ask me. There's a chance I would actually do one. I do have some other nerdy hobbies. Collecting fossils is not the only one. So if anyone is interested in seeing more videos like this, go ahead and drop it in the comments. Let me just clean up all the wrappings from the fossils. If you stuck around, like I said, I appreciate you. If you want to support my music, I have Spotify, all the major streaming services, streaming platforms, under the same name that I have here, Isaac the Corn Cob. I will be coming out with an EP on the 15th of March. It is just similarly to my first EP, it's instrumental acoustic folk. And I would really appreciate it if you pre-saved it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I had to say. Thanks for watching again, and stay corny.